best friend for sure. Like, will always be here. But I also have been trying to assess how much I take. I don't want to take from people. Yeah, I also want to give too.
Because at a certain point, it's like, all right, like you said, we've gone over this 10 times already. Either you're going to do something different or fucking stop talking to me about it.
Right.
Which is, like that's my thought process too of like, I don't want to bother anybody because I'm just going to talk myself into whatever it is, whatever outcome I wanted anyway.
Right.
So like that's definitely a good thing to like assess. Like, well, I've been talking to her 85 times already this week about the same thing, and she's probably tired of it. So
right.
I'll just go write in my journal or whatever. That's me
Yeah.
doing my best Aaron impersonation. I don't know if anybody. If you close
One
your
time,
eyes, it's spot on. Eric,
right at the beginning when we had first met ish in the first few months, maybe it was the first month, picked up. I have 2 books. I actually have like 3, but yeah. I have books, journals, writing things, and one of them is specifically for like quotes and how to get through the day and like if I'm feeling upset, and then another one's a joke book. And Eric picked up my not joke book.
Yeah, see, because I have a thing that I do where I like to test boundaries real quick.
Yeah.
Like I like to see how much I can get away with. And, like, how much you'll let me interfere in your personal space before you're like, all right, fucking stop. Yeah. You're being annoying.
But I believe he actually reached into the bag and took it out.
I absolutely did.
Because it's not something that I actually have out usually, and especially not at Liquid. It just happened to be in the bag.
No, it wasn't out in the open.
And I was like, whoa, okay.
I went searching for it.
And I said, hey, Eric, that's not my joke book, and I don't really want you to see how sad I am. Like, let's not do this. But yes, throughout the day, and I do have a bit about it because I think it's funny, but I do have motivational quotes get sent to me 5 times a day. That is just in the place that I'm at right now, where I'm like, okay, these, I don't need them as much as I used to, but they have been, again, sometimes I take a moment and I'm like, whoa, I really needed to see that.
I posted a motivational quote on my Twitter today.
It was epic.
You did? What was it?
It's Eric Cole on Twitter. I'll kick everyone's ass in this room. By Mike Dexter.
It was so funny because he posted it, motivational quote of the day, and then I'll kick everyone's ass in this room.
That's lovely.
Mike Dexter, some of you will remember.
I totally retweeted it.
Can't Hardly Wait. No, yeah, Can't Hardly Wait. That movie with Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah.
Right? Yep.
Mike Dexter. Yeah.
That was like the movie that was like the template for all other teen movies that came after it.
Right. That was a quintessential teen movie.
Mm-hmm.
I still will watch that.
Because I'll watch it just for Seth Green's character alone.
Yes.
Damn! Why y'all gotta waste my flavor? It's one of the greatest lines I've ever heard in a movie ever.
So great.
Why y'all gotta waste my flavor? It's just amazing. And whoever wrote that deserves an Oscar. Just for that one line. Give that person an Oscar.
Do you notice that? So these are your motivational quotes. I was just talking to somebody about how I'm using this loosely, life-changing a movie quote was. I was like, here's my flirt game, guys. It's from Beavis and Butthead, the movie.
Nice.
The line is, I notice you have braces. I have braces too. And so instead, I don't have braces anymore. But I was like, oh, I notice you have glasses. I have glasses too. We're gonna do this thing or what?
No, that's not bad. That's not bad actually. Because that's a good way to determine. That's a good way to determine if somebody's like on your level in terms of like if they get that reference.
Right.
Then you can be like, oh, all right, this person could be cool. Like the other day at work, I was talking to somebody. They had like pictures of dogs up on like a corkboard, and there was a picture of Snoop Dogg. And it made me laugh, and I started laughing about it with this person, and she said they used to have a picture of Bow Wow up there too, and I went, oh well, why would they leave Snoop and take down Bow Wow? And she goes, well, because Snoop's a big G, and Bow Wow's a lowercase g, and I laughed so hard because like she's quoting Montel Jordan at me right now. And it was that moment of like, oh, all right, you seem like somebody that I could talk to and enjoy, like,
right.
the conversation because I got that reference.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's perfect. I think you should do that more.
I know. I've never found anybody. I don't actually throw it out much. And no, my flirting game is more like I got 2 people to smell my hair the other day. That was my flirting game.
Whoa. Stop the presses.
I know.
Does that work?
It did.
Huh.
Nice.
But what I did to close the deal was not close the deal, but just high five and walk away.
Yep.
Or is it like
that's
a
about where I'm at.
two-handed?
No,
high
it was
five,
just a
or-
one high five, and then I walked
So it
away.
wasn't 2 guys at the same time.
No. And then I came back around, and I got another guy to smell my hair, and then I did the same thing,
Whoa,
which
and then-
was
hold on.
cool. Thanks. And
In
then
the
walked
same
off.
night?
Yeah.
You had 2 guys smelling your hair in the same
Okay,
night?
I was at an event.
That's the opposite
It was
of personal
separate
growth.
occasions,
That's,
so at least there's
that's not
that.
personal growth. That's personal devolvement. You have to relax. Like one hair sniff a day. Thank you.
I got my roommate to
wanna
do
be
it.
out
I
there.
had to see if I could do it on somebody else, and I got my roommate to do it today in the grocery store, or yesterday in the grocery store. I was like, gotcha.
You got your roommate to sniff your hair.
Uh-huh.
I think that's what you should be talking to your therapist about. It's like, why
I
do
thought
I have this need for people to sniff my hair?
because it gets them
over and over
close.
again?
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, there is something oddly satisfying about getting someone to smell your hair.
Right?
Like,
I feel powerful. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh,
they trust me.
yeah. They're like, well, it was the old bait and switch because I was like, it smells like me, and they're like, what? I was like, my hair, it smells like me, and they're like, let me smell. Okay.
Yeah, nice, clever.
Yeah, except for so this is where I'm at. I can't close the deal, and that's totally fine because that's where I'm at right now. If I can't close the deal, then I can't close the deal. I'll high five them. That's cool. I just want to see
Maybe
see where they're at.
That is the deal.
Maybe I planted a seed in their head, and they'll always remember me as that girl who made them smell her hair.
They could also remember you as that weirdo that made me smell her
Yes,
hair.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you
ooh.
remember
They'll remember her,
Like,
though.
dude, you remember that time we were hanging out and this girl was like, "You should smell my hair. It smells like me." And I was like, "Yeah, all right. It was weird, right?" Yeah. What was her name? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guarantee you that's probably it.
No. I don't believe that for a second.
I don't know. I feel like, I was just trying to make a. That was. I was so excited because I'm gonna say this. I was so excited because I finally was at an outing that didn't occur at Liquid, and that
nice.
right there, I was actually kind of proud of. I was like, cool. I'm actually doing something. Not
getting social.
Yeah, getting social, which happened to me last night too. I was at Liquid to support somebody, and it was great, and I loved it. And I'm so glad I was there to support. But then I got so tired, and I was supposed to meet up with other people. And then I was like, well, if I don't see them on the way to my car, I guess that means that we're not supposed to hang out. And so then I didn't. And as soon as I got in my car, I was like, aren't you trying to meet new people? Like, you can't meet new people if you're constantly going to a club. Not that I don't like hanging out with everybody, but I'm also trying to meet new people.
Yeah, well, I
And
mean,
it doesn't happen there.
You start like feeling like you're living in a bubble.
Yes.
If you spend all your time at the same place around the same people.
Exactly. So that's also my personal growth, is trying to be like, okay, I need time management on what I'm going to do. And yes, I want to see friends, and yes, I'm getting something out of this, because actually I really do like watching and seeing the dynamics of the crowd. I got a weird thing about watching people at the late shows, because I just want to see how they're interacting with the crowds.
Right.
It's an exercise in like, oh, how are they going to handle that? That's an interesting way of doing stuff,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I really do like doing that. And that's, that's for me and for comedy.
Like a
And-
social experiment, is that what you're saying?
No, it's more or less that I'm like, whoa, this crowd's really, this crowd's not getting anything. All right, let's see how this comic's going to either turn it around or how they're navigating maybe a rough crowd.
So you're paying attention to the comic themselves in response to the audience? Okay.
Yeah, so for the most part, if you see me on a Saturday or Friday or whatever, I really am there to try. It's not Sometimes I like comics, sometimes I don't. I just want to see how they're handling crowds.
No, that's actually not a bad way to go about it.
Right.
Like I've just recently started incorporating crowd work into my like if it's a crowd that like needs a little something.
Right.
And now it's gotten a little easier for me to like pick people out.
Yeah.
And, try to work it back into. So then that's a good idea as a student of comedy for you to
Right. And so it's not necessarily that I want to do a whole bunch of crowd work, but that's why I also have to. People will be like, "Oh, did you see this special of this person?" I'm like, I'm not in the mood to watch that because this is not me watching this person. This is me seeing how they're structuring shit and the thread through it and how they're managing the audience right now. That is how I watch comedy now, which is great and frustrating all at the same time because I'm like, can't I just lose myself?
No, like I can still watch comedy to enjoy it, but at the same time, I'm also doing like I see.
Yeah.
Oh, callback.
Right.
Oh, look how they tied that together.
Right.
Like, that's, you got to watch, and it's like watching game tape.
Yeah. And I don't watch my own game tape, so I'll just watch this. Tig Notaro was the last one, and I went and saw her live, and that was the last time I remember really losing myself. For a second, I'll be like, I look like a crazy person is what I look like. So I was like, oh.
You think Tig is short for Tigger?
No, it's not.
You think her name is Tigger Notaro?
No.
Because that would be amazing.
I know what it is, and it's something unique, just like Tig.
All right.
Because she's actually my favorite comedian.
Hey,
it's really cool.
So I think we need to reel it in.
Yeah.
We've been going at this for a good while, and I think that it's all been really great. And Aaron, I definitely want to have you on again.
Okay.
Not right away, though.
No, I know. I know how podcasts work. Okay, I get it.
Don't show up here next week. Like, I'm ready, guys, because we won't let you in. I'm going to tell producer right now. Producer, she shows up next week. Do not let her in.
This isn't a drop-in podcast, okay? This isn't all loosey-goosey.
Nope.
We got to schedule. I get it.
Righty.
Righty. I like that, Eric. A little bit. It's kind of creepy, but it's fine.
You're creepy. You smell my hair.
It's my personal growth.
So, Aaron, do us a favor.
Yeah.
Tell our listeners where they can find you on the social medias if you want.
Oh, on the social medias? Yeah. Let me make sure that I...
don't give them, like, your home address.
So, I live at...
I imagine there's probably some creepy people listening to that. I'm just kidding.
For
you
sure.
guys are great. Our fans are great.
Yeah. I am on Instagram.
Okay.
At The Life of Aaron Riley.
Okay.
I am also on Twitter, but I don't know what that is, and I never tweet. And then I'm on Facebook, Aaron Riley.
Okay, so don't look for her on Twitter.
On Twitter, no, because I don't do anything. I mean, I'm on there, and I think it's actually something pretty close to The Life of Aaron Riley. All you'll see is me describing a bird, because that's the only reason why I have Twitter was for a ornithology class.
Well, that makes sense, because that's what birds
Twitter.
do.
Oh.
Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. There we go.
They Twitter.
Okay, and
Tweet.
Eric.
Birds tweet.
Eric, you've created
Yes.
a new screen name for Twitter?
Yeah, it's Eric Cole on Twitter and Eric Cole Comedy on Instagram.
Hella. You can find me on Twitter at Dopeless Not Hopeless, and then you can find me on Instagram, Dopeless Perza. And this has been a great episode recorded at TriPoint Studios, and let's go ahead and chop this up.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Adios.
Bye-bye.